We told you that we had the winner of this weekend's race calling in. He is here. Tyler Reddick. Let's bring him on into the show.
If you want to throw your camera on, if possible.
I didn't know. Yeah. No, I'm dressed and
there
stuff.
He is.
Okay. Thank God.
I have a voice, but
that's hilarious. Where's your voice?
I used it up on the radio, screaming my ass off.
Man, well, I love that. One of the coolest things about watching a race is seeing somebody, the winner, truly appreciate what they've done. What does winning? I know what this is. I know what the answer is. But what does winning at Talladega feel like? What is because I know not so much like what does winning the race and how that race played out feel like, but like Talladega is hard to win. It's a unique racetrack, a special racetrack. Fans love it. The big parties. What's winning there feel like for you?
I've done it two different ways, right? When I won there in the Xfinity car, I had made some poor decisions in the opening laps of the race. I'd hit the fence, ripped the right side of it off, but our car was fast. And that one, like, I knew we were good enough to win. And so holding that one off and winning that one was really nice. I think it ended up being our first win of the year that year too. But this one was like, it was a roller coaster of emotions, right? Like we pit when we did as a group of Toyotas. And I look in my mirror and at the time I thought all of them were gone. So I was like, damn, that really stinks. There went our shot. And then I realized, oh wait, we pitted, no one else had. So we're going to be right at the front. So I'm like, all right, well, we still have a shot at this. And as that race was like closing in, me and Michael, I feel like, and Martin and Brad, we're all kind of just gauging, okay, who's got what, and who's going to time it. And going down the back there, I thought, okay, we're in good shape. And then just the energy disappeared, really. It was a very odd sensation. It's just like we were going, and then me and Martin just kind of stalled out, and the bottom just took off. And I was like, well, damn, there it goes. That's our shot. It's gone. So I immediately kind of in my mind, because I know points are big and some big contenders went out and are having bad days. I'm like, all right, I just got to finish. If it's fifth, if it's 10th, I've got to finish. And coming out of 4, I didn't know how crazy it was going to get in front of me, but they got so wild in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, I just got to survive this wreck. And Michael goes crashing in front of me. And I didn't lift, but I did hit the brake. I didn't realize that, just reactionary. I hit the brake, and I don't think I clear Michael if I don't hit the brakes, just that little bit that I did. And as crazy as this sounds, I'm door to door with Brad, and I'm not even looking at Brad anymore. I'm looking at the lights on the fence. I'm like, oh my gosh, the lights are green. They're green. They're green. And then we got to the line. I'm like, holy crap, we just won this race. I couldn't believe it. Not even 15 seconds ago, I thought our shot to win was gone. So in this situation, it was just a roller coaster of emotions because I thought I watched it slip away not even 15 seconds earlier.
Pretty incredible, man. The emotions that a driver goes through in a restrictor plate, I still call it that, but at the super speedways, the emotions that you go through in those final moments are so profound. You win the race, right? And what is the first thing that you think about? Do you think about playoffs? Do you think about how hard this team's worked to get here? Do you think about Denny and Michael, your owners? What is your first? You think about your family, your son, them, your family witnessing what you're doing and being successful. What's the first thing you think about?
Well, there's a lot of things going through my mind, but selfishly, the first thing I think about is, the number of races already this year that have kind of slipped away. I feel like Chase Elliott stolen from us at Texas. So I was like, well, that was really sweet. We got one back. We stole one back. So for me, yes, we got 5 playoff points and it locks us in, but I know this team's good enough, even if we don't win races, to be a part of the playoffs. So, selfishly, that's the first thing that came to mind. Is like, all right, we got one back. We stole one back. But then, as I'm coming around the racetrack, I mean, that was a crazy finish. So, I'm just kind of taking in the moment with the fans. And then I didn't know if Bo was going to make that run out to the start finish line. It's a little further away than it was at Daytona. But yeah, I kind of lost my mind. I'll be honest with you. I thought my burnout was pretty pathetic. So I was like, well, damn, I need to do something to make up for it. So I'm like, I'll climb the fence. And I should have took my helmet off first because I couldn't really see where I was putting my feet coming back down. I got all the way up there and I'm like, okay, this was fun. I'm going to climb back down. It was a really exciting moment to share with the fans. And on my way back down, my helmet's just so big. I can't see where my feet are. I couldn't feel if I was getting them in the holes of the fence. And every 4 or 5, motions and steps of going down, I'm like, all right, I can jump. And I look down, I'm still 8 feet from the bottom of the from the fence. I'm like, I can't jump yet. So there's about 3 or 4 times I feel like I about jumped and busted my ass. I'm glad I took my time getting back down. But yeah, getting over to victory lane and seeing my son. He came over to the car and congratulated me right away. I'm like, hey, buddy, you might want to cover your eyes or back up. There's about to be a lot of beasts going everywhere. Just don't get in your eyes. And then getting out of the car, celebrating that moment with the team immediately, and then turn around and Michael, Curtis, Denny, Bubba, my whole team being there. I think for all of us, it was just a huge moment because everyone on the 45 team knows that we're really strong, and it's been tough. It's been hard on us to not capitalize on the speed we've already had this year with those wins. So it just felt really great to steal one back. Like I said, for us, that was I think why we were so happy. And then on top of that, I cross start finish line, I lose my mind. And then I hear Billy come on the radio and says, hey, we're taking MJ to victory lane. I was like, oh shit, he's here.
Yeah.
I thought there was a chance he'd be there, but I didn't see him before the race. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, this finally happened. We're going to take him to victory lane.
Yeah. So that's my favorite thing about your win is that Michael was there and we got to see his true, genuine reaction to success in this sport. I grew up seeing his posters on the walls of all my friends, and this guy was just an icon and global, property that was just so recognizable. And it's insane to have him as a part of our sport, much less being successful in it. But I felt like we saw the genuine joy of him having success with you guys. What were some of the cool moments, I guess, that involved Michael in victory lane with you?
I mean, you got it. It was just his excitement level. It was very apparent from the moment I saw him how much this win meant to him, for him to be there, how much it meant to our team that he was able to share it with us. And I've even heard Denny talk about it and Curtis and the others. Michael's so badly wanted to get to victory lane. So, it's not necessarily, the words exchanged were important and cool too, but the thing that was just so obvious to me right from the moment getting out of the car and seeing him is just how much this meant to him and how excited he was to share that moment with us. So I'm just glad, I'm happy that, it's really cool that I was the car that got to victory lane that day. But honestly, for me, my excitement level wouldn't be much different at all if it was Bubba driving the car to victory lane. It's just both of us, everyone here has been really wanting to take that trip to victory lane with him. And it's really, really cool. It happened in a place like Talladega because the range of emotions you go through as a driver, as an owner, as a competitor, behind the wall, jumping over the wall. I mean, a lot happens every single lap, especially on that last one, man. It's you go through everything, it feels like.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you quickly about the race, the fuel mileage saving and how much of that really is going on for you. What is your thought process as a driver throughout this? I mean, you're also trying to, score stage points. So what's the balance between racing, right, and also trying to position yourself for that end, being toward the front at the end when track position is critical? So, everybody's largely saying, just a lot of fuel mileage saving up until the end, but it's not really so much that, because the stages themselves dictate that you must compete to try to get those points available.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's a balance that shifts stage to stage and race to race. The crazy thing about this is I don't know if the fuel strategy isn't a part of our race at Talladega. I don't know if we have any movers, comers and goers, that sort of thing. I don't think you have the shakeups that you do in those stages. Cause you look at the end of that race, after, the Toyotas unfortunately crashed, and largely outside of, Josh Berry sliding up into the hole that Ty Gibbs left open, that when him and Kyle Busch went to the third lane, not much change position-wise. Michael would take the lead, have control of both lanes. But, for the majority of the time, your front row was still the front row that last green flag run. So, I'm kind of torn on the whole thing. I don't enjoy going out there and saving fuel, but I feel like as a driver, you make a choice every single lap, or you make a choice at the beginning of your run, how you're going to approach it. And you're kind of gambling, right? You're going to gamble on how much fuel you save versus your track position you're giving up. So I feel like if that gets taken away, man, we're just going to be riding around out there 2x2, or, in a bottom lane and a middle lane, and there won't be a third lane ever. So
yeah, there's a little
kind of torn on the whole thing.
I agree with you. I was thinking about that before you got on. If if you watched the last 30 laps of the race, it was when everybody's full song and the cars are going as hard as they can go. There is this car doesn't really provide an opportunity to do anything creative to move forward. You're kind of scared if you're sitting 12th, 10th, or 15th. You really can't do anything. You don't have anything in the toolbox to get out and make a change, move forward, right? And so if we did do things to try to eliminate the fuel mileage racing, add a stage, shorten the race, whatever it may be, you're just going to see that the entire race, right? Which we've seen at some Daytona races and so forth. So there's a little work to do. But I appreciate you, man. I think you're such a great personality in our sport, and you're great at showing that and engaging with fans either in person or on social media and so forth. We give him a little hard time about the scooter gang, and the guy brings me. So I want to say this is a nod to your character. He asked me if I'm at Martinsville because he has a scooter he wants to give me, and I've kind of got an idea that's what's going on. We didn't connect at Martinsville, and so he brings it over to Junior Motorsports, and I brought that home, and me and Isla and Nicole have been riding around in the yard because I didn't have a scooter. They had scooters, and so you've added a cool little new addition to my kid and my kids and our lives. I appreciate you. You're a part of the story here at Junior Motorsports with your history with us, and we'd love to see you have success, man. Thanks for giving us some time today. I know it's a busy week for you. Every week's a busy week for the Cup drivers these days. Thanks for giving us a bit of your time, and good luck going forward.
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned it. Thank you. Yep, scooter gang made it to victory lane. How about that?
They sure did. All right, buddy. We'll see, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Tyler's a great dude. I like the person that he has grew into. When we got to working with Tyler in the Xfinity Series, just an incredible talent, really, really, really good behind the wheel. And he was growing up, right, maturing, becoming a man. And he gets into the Cup Series, and he's, he engages on social media. He has his own opinions. He shares with fans what he likes, doesn't like, what he thinks, what he appreciates. And he's not vanilla, right? He doesn't sort of, he doesn't disappear. He's out on the racetrack, but you also know he's part of the sport, which is it's a good value for us, good asset for the series.
He's out of all the drivers, I think, in the Cup Series, he's always given me the time and always been courteous and
he is approachable.
He's very approachable.
Right?
Yeah,
I like that too. Especially for somebody in your side of the industry.
Yeah, I was interviewing him at Daytona once, and he saw these fans up, like how the fans can overlook the garage, right? He's all the way down at the hauler, and he's like, hey, someone give me a Sharpie. I'm going to go all the way up there and sign for those fans.
That's cool.
And it's like, you don't have to do that, but he did it. It's cool stuff.
Easy to root for.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep, I agree.